Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi.
Please sit down. I'd like to welcome everyone to this event, which captures the spirit of Silicon Valley and the Bay Area, celebrates the contribution of Indians and Indian Americans to the ecosystem of entrepreneurship and innovation here, and evokes the huge potential of partnership for disruption and leapfrogging of technology for the benefit of Indian people and the India-US economic partnership. So I'd like to thank everyone present, and especially the Prime Minister of India, for gracing this occasion. I'd now like to invite Shantanu Narayen of Adobe, a leading cloud service provider and a company which has its second largest development center in India, to take over the rest of the proceedings and conduct the thematic discussion. So please join your hands for Shantanu Narayen.
Thank you for that introduction, Ambassador Singh, and thank you and the sponsors for putting this event together. It is clearly my great privilege to welcome Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Honorable Prime Minister of India. On behalf of everyone here today, welcome to Silicon Valley. It's an honor to have you here. A dynamic and development-oriented leader, the Prime Minister represents the dreams and aspirations of the people of India. His promise, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, is a beacon of hope for all, and his vision is being realized in broad-reaching programs, including improving the financial inclusion through Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, promoting a cleaner India through Swachh Bharat, and creating skilled manpower and entrepreneurs through his Make in India program. As we hope to underscore this evening, the Prime Minister's Digital India initiative will transform India into a digitally empowered knowledge economy, something that we here in Silicon Valley are passionate about. We know that the digital economy has the potential to uplift individuals, businesses, and in fact, all of society. That is why we are all here tonight. When I left India 30 years ago, there was no advanced technology back home. We were fortunate to have close-knit families, good values, and a strong educational system, but our career prospects were limited. So like a lot of individuals in this room, we came to the US to go to graduate school. By contrast, Silicon Valley was growing rapidly, and there was opportunity everywhere. The entrepreneurial spirit welcomed anyone with a strong work ethic and creative ideas. Today, it would nearly be impossible to point to a Silicon Valley company here without finding some leaders, engineers, or business executives with Indian roots. That's no accident. Thank you. That's no accident, that's opportunity in action. In less than 3 decades, what was a weak link between India and Silicon Valley has grown strong, and it continues to expand every single day. We all know that India's embrace of technology has already changed its destiny, and unlike 30 years ago, today's college graduates enjoy an abundance of opportunity at home. With the internet bringing the world closer together, India is successfully competing in global markets with its greatest asset, its people. India is now an undeniable force in engineering, software development, as well as services. The objectives of the Digital India initiative lay the foundation for the next phase of innovation in every sector in the Indian economy, from government services to banking, from education to healthcare, mobile and beyond. This is the type of leadership and vision that India needs in order to flourish in the digital era. Our speakers tonight will paint a vision of how digital India can be achieved, from smart network cities to data-driven business productivity to a more educated and informed population connected through affordable devices. It will also undoubtedly bring India and Silicon Valley closer together. At Adobe, we're pleased to support Digital India and India's transformation into a digital economy. We believe that digital transformation begins with people and not technology. And while most people know us for Photoshop or Acrobat, we understand that creative expression and mass communication through magazines, websites, mobile applications is no longer sufficient. The interaction between business and customers, a school and its students, and a government and its citizens, that is what is going to drive success. To have an impact, businesses and public sector institutions must deliver highly customized, personalized, engaging experiences to every citizen. And in order to do that, they must understand what the individual person wants to accomplish, where they've been, and what they are trying to do. As India embraces the Prime Minister's Digital India vision, including the effort to digitally empower citizens through on-demand government services, there will be one powerful insight that emerges for everybody: know your customer. Citizens everywhere need easy access to information, clear understanding of their rights and responsibilities, and the ability to transact easily with every form of government. Paperwork and bureaucracy will hopefully become a thing of the past. I have witnessed the tremendous impact that citizen engagement initiatives can have in terms of reducing costs, improving efficiency, and when done right, enriching people's lives. And the Prime Minister and his team well understand the impact that digital transformation can have on India. I think they have a head start on precisely what needs to be done, and I'm confident that they will get there. I'm again delighted to be involved in this historic visit by the Prime Minister. It is a great honor to welcome you here to the Valley. But even more exciting is your vision for India, especially through the Digital India Initiative. And I look forward to seeing what this transformation will bring for every citizen in India. Our first speaker is one of the visionary leaders of Silicon Valley, someone who has clearly been at the forefront of technological change for several decades, John Chambers. As we all know, John is a highly accomplished executive with numerous awards to his credit, and he oversees the company's growth from just 70 million to well north of 47 billion. But what's even more exciting is the announcement earlier this week of John's election to serve as the next chairman of the US-India Business Council is a reflection of his commitment to India and the over 30,000 Cisco employees there. It is safe to say that John certainly believes in the vision of Digital India. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to introduce John Chambers.
Prime Minister Modi, all of us in the audience could not be more proud that you're with us tonight. You are an amazing ambassador for your country and what's possible in the world. And by being in our country, showing what's possible between our countries, showing what's possible between businesses in India and the US, and now in Silicon Valley, as every company becomes a technology or digital company, you send a message to the world on what's possible. I was asked to talk about the network or the internet. My parents were both doctors, but they taught me early on in life, education was the equalizer in life, but you had to be in the right country, the right state, the right city to really be able to benefit the full opportunity it gave you. With the internet in Cisco 20 years ago, we said the internet is now the second equalizer in life. And it suddenly began to break down the barriers, not perfectly, but in a large facet, has had more impact on businesses and government than any technology advancement we've ever done. And now we're on the cusp of what we call, you can call it the next generation of the internet, you can call it digitization, you can call it the internet of everything. But as technology combines with process change, with innovation, it truly, for the first time, has the potential to change the world. I was deeply honored when I was asked to be chairman of the United States-India Business Council. And while I was tremendously humbled by that, my first reaction was, is this what I want to do at this point in my life? And then I thought how wrong that was. Because what we do at Cisco, while we're a far from perfect company, we get transitions right. And there are three huge transitions going on in the world at the present time. The first is one that really this technology will enable every company to become a technology company in ways that many of my peers will probably talk about tonight. The second is the business models and the skill sets needed for this new economy are changing with tremendous speed, and you have to be able to change education in a country, you have to be able to adjust to the business models, the regulations which allow that to occur. And the third, whether it's in a city, a company, or a country, you have to have a visionary leader who surrounds themselves with a team that can execute with tremendous speed. And when I thought about that, to be a small part of that as chairman of the U.S.-India Business Council, it was something I could not resist, because I believe you will change the world and change India. For those of you who are doubters and say this is a vision and it won't happen, I want you to go back to the information age, which literally occurred from 1990 to 2010. And President Clinton, even though he came from a different political party than mine, he envisioned a strategy that could change a country and then the world. And during his 8 years of leadership, 22 million jobs, 18% growth in GDP, 17% growth in real per capita income by the average person in America. This will be an instant replay, except it will be 5 to 10 times the size. And it's the exact same principles that really drive it through. Our cut on this just 5 years ago was $19 trillion, the size of the U.S. economy in a decade. That's 1 to 3% growth of every country in the world GDP-wise, ongoing for a decade. But it now looks like that number is going to be too conservative. And when you travel around the world, Mr. Prime Minister, you had the vision ahead of many of your peers. But when you talk to Chancellor Merkel in Germany, or Cameron in the UK, or Hollande in France, or Renzi in Italy, the leaders they all understand that every country has the potential to go 1 to 3% in GDP. They have the chance to generate a large number of jobs, but for the first time for them to be inclusive jobs for everyone in the country, regardless of age or geographic location. It will change healthcare and education in a way we're just beginning to dream. It will usher in a new generation of startups and capabilities that truly will make an innovative India and an innovative world. It will be able to do so at the same time of addressing the challenges such as our environment. And so now you see a race for who's going to move the fastest, who's going to have the courage to move with that type of capability, and the willingness not just to do the technology, which will be the easy part, but the process and the organization and structure changes to do the innovation. If you look to the Prime Minister's vision and you begin to think what is possible in terms of what I just talked about, it is amazing how quickly that can occur. Now I'm going to say something that will make a lot of businesses in this room uncomfortable. Whether you're in the US or India or Europe, 40% of us won't be around in 10 years. This is a period whether you better disrupt or you're going to be disrupted. True of companies regardless of the size of countries. And you've got to have the courage to go knowing there'll be bumps along the way. So when you look at Prime Minister Modi's vision of a digital India, a manufacturer in India using this inflection point that is occurring, what we do very well at Cisco is see that inflection point occur, and you compete not against other countries or other companies, you compete against your ability to innovate and the ability to skill in India, not 1 million jobs a year, but 1 million jobs new incremental a month. Think about how this gives you the vehicle with digital manufacturing that would not have been there before to make in India. 100 smart cities, 240,000 villages. Your vision, I believe, will happen. It takes a country and a leader that has the courage to do that. It also takes, going back to my opening comments, you have to get the market transitions or the tipping points right. This digital age is now upon us. So the technology transition is there. Second, you have to see the business models and the skills that employees need to participate in this new economy. So it isn't dependent upon which city you're in or which state or which country. And then you've got to have a charismatic leader who has the courage to make the changes, who knows at times they'll be second-guessed, that is willing to disrupt or be disrupted, and can take those tremendous ideas in a simplistic way and bring it to life. It's an honor, Mr. Prime Minister, for you to be here in Silicon Valley. We within USIBC will be there for you. I think Silicon Valley will be there for you, and I think the United States and India will be very strong together because of your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I'm excited to introduce you to our next speaker. First, because he's an exceptional individual and technologist. And second, and more important, because both he and I went to the same school in Hyderabad, India. When Satya Nadella was selected as the CEO of Microsoft last year, I think it was common to hear the words refreshing, optimistic, and exciting uttered by both the press and the Microsoft faithful. When you combine the global impact and powerful lineup of Microsoft's product with Satya's vision and empathy for consumers, what emerges, I think, is a terrific blend of both innovation and productivity that will drive the industry for many years to come. Please join me in welcoming Satya.
Thank you so much, Shantanu. Honorable Prime Minister, fellow speakers, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a real privilege to have a chance to share a few thoughts today on technology and its potential to help realize the broader vision and priorities that the Prime Minister has set. In June of this year, I had a chance to visit Nanyuki in Kenya. It's 200 kilometers north of Nairobi. I visited a rural school. That day in one of the classrooms I visited, they were engaged in a Skype classroom session with another school. To my very pleasant surprise, the other school happened to be in rural India. And the students were interacting with each other, learning from each other. The teachers helped explore concepts across economy, culture, geography. It was pretty amazing. That little anecdote speaks directly to our mission at Microsoft. We want to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. We believe that technology can be a powerful tool that enables human ingenuity to flourish. We want to help people make things and make things happen. The Indian school participating in the Skype classroom session is a great example of that. It is a school in the Srikakulam district of Andhra Pradesh. We worked with the Indian Research Education Network to bring low-cost broadband connectivity using TV white space technology to that rural school. We're now working to pilot the same in Varanasi. And our plan is to partner with the Government of India, the state governments, the telecommunications company, and the local ISPs to take this technology to 500,000 villages in India. We believe low-cost broadband connectivity coupled with the scale of the cloud computing and the intelligence that can be harnessed from data can help drive creativity, efficiency, and productivity across governments and businesses of all sizes. This in turn will drive more affordable products, services, and access to opportunity for all of India. To that end, next week, we're going to announce the availability of our cloud services operating out of India data centers. This is a big milestone and a key part of both Make in India and Digital India. Bringing world-class infrastructure to India, respecting India's digital security, sovereignty, and privacy is a key milestone for us. The benefits of cloud technology are broad. In fact, in education, and another example that the government of Andhra Pradesh to build machine learning models using all of the enrollment data coming out of schools so that they can detect the dropout rates and and harness the scarce state resources to really impact the schools that need it most, the students that need it most. We're already working with the governments of Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and many more in broad variety of applications to bring that next level of efficiency and productivity to government services. We're enabling smart cities. In fact, the Prime Minister referenced Surat before when we were talking privately. In Surat, using our City Next framework, we are working with local authorities to make data and analytics available for both the municipality of Surat as well as the citizens of Surat so that they can make smarter decisions as it relates to their education, their energy, and logistics. We're partnering with LV Prasad Eye Institute that has already served over 20 million Indians to bring more affordable care and better post-operative care using data and the cloud infrastructure. The cloud is benefiting businesses of all sizes, and I was amazed to see the number of small businesses that are able to take advantage of it. Essent Yarns in Ahmedabad, Bakewell Biscuits in a remote village in Gujarat, Electrosteel in Kolkata, Fortis Healthcare, or a high-growth startup like Zoomcar or Plus Text. All organizations using technology to amplify their ingenuity and make things happen. I want to end, though, by sharing a very personal story. In my early childhood, in a very remote district of India, one afternoon, I saw two photographs that haunt me still. I saw pictures of two people who were laying overturned on charpais with two transistor radios, Philips transistor radios next to them. In subsequent years, I came to understand much more about these two people. What I saw that day were two photographs of dead revolutionaries. The year was 1970, and the district was Srikakulam. They were school teachers who decided to leave teaching. I think about their lives and lives of others who have followed similar paths. I think about what those people could have achieved with the true empowerment of technology and other resources. All of this leads me to think about the future. What opportunity can we unlock? What change can we spark? What student can we inspire to reach new potential and help shape a better world? Since 1970, our technology, economy, and society have progressed in tandem. In 2015, it's clear to me that now is the time for us collectively to come together and empower people all over the world, from Nanyuki to Srikakulam to East Palo Alto, to make their hopes a reality. Thank you very, very much.
An inspiring story about opportunity. One of the unique things about Silicon Valley is that they're engineers and technologists running companies. With more than 50 patents in the wireless industry to his credit, Paul Jacobs is an engineer's engineer. But as the executive chairman and chairman of the board at Qualcomm, Paul is now guiding the global leader in mobile chipsets and technology licensing, enabling the beloved devices and smartphones from all the world's leading brands in mobile. Paul has also served for the last few years on the US-India CEO Forum, which helps to work both the Indian and US government improve government relations. Please join me in welcoming Paul Jacobs.
It's a tremendous honor to be here tonight, and thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for being here with us. It's really great to see this kind of interaction with the American technology community. And I think your presence really demonstrates that there are tremendous bonds between our countries, our societies and our economies. We're extremely excited, and I have to say motivated, by the Prime Minister's Digital India vision. And I think it's fair to say that without mobile technology, there probably is no digital India, because it's provided affordable access to mobile broadband. And we've been able to work in India for more than 2 decades and worked with many Indian partners and feel very proud of our ability to have contributed to the mobile revolution there. We're a very R&D intensive company, and really we only take our products to market through partnerships with other companies, and it's very important for us to be able to build an ecosystem and supply the chipsets to these companies, and also to transfer technology to our partners through our licensing programs. So mobile technology really is transforming pretty much every facet of our lives. I don't need to say that to anybody here. I think we all understand that quite well and quite viscerally. The kind of growth that we've seen in the last 20 years that we've been involved in India, globally we've gone from 85 million connections to 7.2 billion connections. It's an amazing thing, and really makes you think, how did we get to where we are today, and how has India gotten to where it is today in the mobile revolution? Well, my history starts back in '94. I was an engineer running what we called our wireless local loop project, which was using cellular technology to bring telecommunications to people, but it looked like a desk phone. Of course, people being very ingenious took their cellular desk phone and started driving around with it in their car. But that was because back then, cellular technology in India was really voice dominated, and it was quite expensive and limited. And by the way, it was quite hard to get a wireline phone as well back at that time. So we had this second generation CDMA technology was being adopted around the world, and I have to say that Indian operators were had great foresight and really understood early on the value of a technology which could give them superior coverage, great voice quality, and importantly, very efficient use of the spectrum, because what then occurred was in '96, this one nation, one rupee tariff, which radically decreased the cost of connectivity and gave that to many, many people in the country. And over the decades, we've obviously continued to work with all of the operators in India as they really strive to provide affordable mobile data. And as we are going through these technology transitions, 2G to 3G to 4G, really trying to help the operators manage this tremendous and ever-growing demand for mobile broadband. And one of the things I'm very proud of is that we've already seen the launch of 4G technology, much faster speeds at the same kind of pricing that we've seen 3G, and it's quite inexpensive. One phenomenal statistic, talking about being an engineer, I have to talk about numbers, of course. So we see that today there are 121 million mobile broadband users in India, and that far outnumbers the wireline broadband base of 15 million users. And now we're seeing smartphones that are coming down in the very low prices, from the 10,000 rupee for the mid-tier, $150 kind of range, down to the 5,000 rupee type range. And that is making smartphones affordable. And we were able to do this with feature phones before, but what's amazing is to be able to do that now with a smartphone. And I think that's what sets up India so well for a continuing and really a blossoming of this mobile revolution. Now, the market is going to be absolutely tremendous. There's predictions of the market growing from 82 million units of smartphones in 2014 to 252 million units in 2020. So that is an obvious market that everybody sees as being something that's tremendous, and it will create an awful lot of economic opportunity for companies both inside and outside of India. But the thing that I find really fascinating about the potential for India is that India already has more internet traffic on mobile devices at 65% than most other countries. In fact, maybe the leading country. And in fact, there's been studies now looking at how Indian consumers value having mobile broadband, and they valued it at 45% of their nominal GDP per capita. So that's a tremendous stat that people are willing to put so much of their own income on that. And so now we're seeing that Indians are signing up for services very rapidly, 52 million people in 2014, and that makes India the second largest telecom market in Asia. And we are seeing now that telecom is penetrating farther and farther into rural areas and connecting up people. So India really is poised to be a leader in technology, and it dovetails so nicely with the Prime Minister's Digital India and Make in India visions, and we want to do our part there. And so I want to announce this evening 2 initiatives that Qualcomm is undertaking in India in support of the Prime Minister's agenda, and really to try and help accelerate the development of the India ICT ecosystem and technical capabilities. So the first is a roughly 10 billion rupee or $150 million fund to fuel innovation and foster promising Indian startups. So that money will be invested in Indian startups who are contributing to startups that are contributing in the mobile and Internet of Everything ecosystem. And we're very excited about the prospects there. We've actually been investing in India since 2007, have over 20 portfolio companies so far, and we expect that to grow very rapidly going forward. The second initiative we call Design in India, which really dovetails and supports the Make in India vision of the Prime Minister. And what we really want to see, and it's something that we've been able to do in other countries, is build a local ecosystem for product design. And you say, why design? And it's because India really has this fundamental advantage. It is known worldwide for having an innovation and knowledge economy. And already, Qualcomm has thousands of employees there that are designing chips that go into, I would have to say, probably every single person's smartphone in this room. You're carrying around technology that has been designed in India already. So the start is already there. So we're going to set up an innovation lab to support this, and we are going to have design challenges, so a competition to support this, and we're very focused on setting up a large number of new design houses in India to design products in India, for India and for the rest of the world. Now, obviously, more startups and more design work means the development of more intellectual property, and we're very happy to see India's commitment to a strong IPR system and the recognition of the importance of invention, particularly for small companies that are trying to grow with their ideas that they've created. And so we really see this fundamental link between intellectual property, innovation, and the successful development of these innovative products and services. And India is really in a unique position to contribute to the development of global standards, global technologies, all of these things that can drive growth in India, in jobs, in investment, in competitiveness, all of these kinds of things. By the way, in our industry, we've seen some really tremendous positive steps by the government in terms of new spectrum auctions that have recently happened. We were very happy to see that happen, and we hope to see even more come up because spectrum clearly is the lifeblood of getting this mobile broadband out to everyone. And I just want to touch to close on what the impact of mobile can have on people in very far-flung regions. We have a project called Wireless Reach where we use mobile to benefit underserved communities. And one of the more famous parts of this program was a project we called Fisher Friend in Tamil Nadu, where people use mobile apps. And these used to be mobile apps that started on feature phones. And they would allow fishermen to understand weather conditions and market conditions and where to find the fish. And it really helped improve the economic conditions. Another project that we've worked on is just last week we launched a partnership with the National Health Mission of the state government of Uttar Pradesh. And there it's focused on frontline healthcare workers that are working to improve maternal, neonatal, and child health, and it's using smartphones and an app to give the health workers the tools to allow them to quickly assess sick newborns, and really the hope is that this will reduce infant mortality tremendously. And let me close with the one that we've done with Sesame Street recently, where we've taken the content from Golly Golly Sim Sim and put it onto the phones and collaborated and brought it into the schools. And so it's a play and learn project in collaboration with Sesame Street, and it's shown that mobile game-based learning really can help the children have better outcomes in school, in the primary school. So these are just some of the projects that are underway. We're very, very focused on our ability and the ability of the entire ecosystem to grow the mobile revolution in India. We hope to be an even stronger partner going forward. And it's clear to me that India, under Prime Minister Modi's leadership, really is moving in the right direction here with this tremendous vision of Digital India and Make in India. And these mobile devices and mobile broadband really will be fundamental to helping drive those. And so we share this vision. We look very forward to helping enhance the capabilities of these mobile technologies to the benefits of all Indians. And I think this will create a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. And I look forward to hearing more from everyone here tonight, and particularly the Prime Minister. So thanks very much.
Until this summer, when he became CEO of Google, I think people outside of Silicon Valley may not have known much about Sundar Pichai, and yet they knew his products very well. There are more than 1 billion people all over the world who use the products he's had a significant hand in, including Google Search, Gmail, Google Maps, and Android. And I know what attracted Sundar to Google was its ability to be the great equalizer, an enabler to everyone around the world. Sundar's passion for empowering those who've been left behind in the digital revolution and those who haven't had the enormous benefits of pocket computing and those who don't live yet in an information society is very exciting. Please join me in welcoming Sundar Pichai.
Thank you, Shantanu, for that introduction. And thank you, Prime Minister Modi, and distinguished guests and friends. It's exciting to be here, to be part of this conversation. Adobe, Cisco, Microsoft, and Qualcomm, these represent the best of technology, and very excited to be on stage with all of them as well. Ultimately, what unites all of us as companies is the belief that driving technology forward will really improve people's lives in India and all around the world. I'm not just excited because, like many of you, I grew up in India. I'm excited because I deeply care about technology and know that India will play a big part in its future. A lot of that is because Prime Minister Modi is driving that forward. He has accelerated India's efforts to become the next global hotbed of innovation and entrepreneurship. More importantly, he understands that technology is an enabler to drive change at a massive scale, the kind of scale that India needs. Today, there are plenty of people in India who have smartphones and access to the web. It's almost surreal for me to step back and internalize all of this. Growing up, I still remember when my family, after many years of waiting, we were one of the few lucky families to get a rotary phone. It was a big event in our neighborhood. People all came to our home, and I personally dialed the number 9 as many times as I could, and it allowed us to connect with friends. I literally saw how it changed our lives. Fast forward to today, there are more than 300 million users who have access to the internet and smartphones. And India is the fastest growing country in the entire world in the rate at which it's adding internet users. It's not just being online, it's what do you do when you get online. People are educating themselves, they're connecting with loved ones, they're creating and sharing videos. For example, in YouTube, there are many homemakers in India who make a living by posting cooking videos online. Our largest YouTube creator, the most popular YouTube creator in India, is Nisha Madhulika, who has millions of followers making vegetarian recipes in Hindi on YouTube. People are starting businesses too. In Chandigarh, a one-man retailer was selling water pumps, and he decided to take his business online, and he's the largest retailer of water pumps in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. These stories are not unique. They're happening all over the country, and they happen every day. I was in India last year, and I had a chance to speak to entrepreneurs as part of a NASSCOM 10,000 Startups initiative. I could feel the change in the air. I met hungry entrepreneurs, the same kind of entrepreneurs I meet in the Valley. The combination of that, their motivation, and Indians coming online at an unprecedented scale, it was very clear to me that this is once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And the evidence is there all around us. There are more than 3,000 startups in India. By many metrics, India is the fastest growing startup nation in the world. Companies like Flipkart, Hike, Quicker, Zomato, Snapdeal, these are all evidence of this happening all around us. They are not just Indian success stories, they are global success stories, and they'll create thousands of jobs. We at Google are proud of what's happening in India, and we share the Prime Minister's vision for a digital India. We want to play our part. There are two main things, computing and connectivity, which are foundations for a digital India. On computing, we already have the two of the most open and large platforms in the world today with Android and Chrome. Android powers over 9 out of every 10 smartphones in India, and in many ways is powering the smartphone revolution over there. Last year we launched Android One because we care about everyone having a smartphone. We want affordable, high quality, entry-level smartphones. We also care about making Android available in many more languages. Android is today available in many Indic languages, but we know to push digital literacy forward, it's really important for people to be able to type in their native languages. So next month, we'll make it possible for people to type in over 10 Indic languages in India, including Prime Minister's mother tongue, Gujarati. We are bringing Chromebooks to schools throughout the country, giving kids access to more information. And finally, we are working on many connectivity projects, including an important announcement in terms of bringing connectivity to railway stations throughout India, which we'll announce with Prime Minister Modi tomorrow at Google. All of this goes to the heart of why our company exists, giving access to information and knowledge to more people. It's the core mission of Google. And more than almost anywhere else, India has the innovative spirit that lies in our DNA, and it's doing great things with it. It's that spirit that drives everyone here, and like everyone, I'm excited to see India's future. Very excited to work together with the Prime Minister to make that happen, and thank you all.
Thank you, Sundar. It is now my great privilege to introduce to you our guest of honor tonight, Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Honorable Prime Minister of India. History was written when he took the oath as the 15th Prime Minister of India after an overwhelming mandate from the people. With that mandate, Prime Minister Modi has undertaken important reforms, including the Digital India Initiative, which we believe will transform India and open up waves of opportunity for the Indian people. As the leader of the world's largest democracy, visiting the world's oldest democracy, it makes sense that our two nations work closely together. India is progressing fast, and under the Prime Minister's leadership, it will move even faster, heading to new heights with opportunities for all. Pradhan Mantri ji, aapka yahan Silicon Valley mein hardik swagat hai. Welcome to Silicon Valley. It's an honor to have you. Please join me in welcoming.
Thank you, Shantanu. Thank you. Thank you, Shantanu. John, Satya, Paul, Sundar, Venkatesh, a big thank to you. I'm sure this was not pre-arranged, but here on the stage, you see a perfect picture of India-US partnership in digital economy. Good evening, everyone. If there was ever a gathering under one roof that could claim to be shaping the world, it is this. And I'm not talking about those in public office here or in India. It's a great pleasure to be here in California. It is one of the last places in the world to see the sunset. But it is here that new ideas see the first light of the day. It's a great honor that you have joined us tonight. I have met many of you in Delhi and in New York and on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. These are the new neighborhoods of our new world. If Facebook were a country, it would be the third most populous one and the most connected. Google today has made teachers less awe-inspiring and grandparents more idle. Twitter has turned everyone into a reporter. The traffic lights that need to work the best are on Cisco routers. The status that now matters is not whether you are awake or asleep, but whether you are online or offline. The most fundamental debate for our youth is the choice between Android, iOS, or Windows. From computing to communication, entertainment to education, from printing documents to printing products, and now to Internet of Things, it has been a long journey in a short time. From cleaner energy to better healthcare and safer transport, everything is converging around the work you do. In Africa, it is helping people transfer money on phone. It has made reaching small island states no longer a journey of adventure, but a convenient click of a mouse. In India, a mother in a distant hill village had a better chance to save her newborn infant. A child in a remote village has better access to education. A small farmer is more confident about his land holding and getting better market price. A fisherman on the sea has a better catch, and a young professional in San Francisco can Skype daily to comfort her sick grandmother in India. An initiative by a father in Haryana for selfie with daughter to draw attention to the girl child became an international movement. All this is because of the work you people are doing. Since my government came to office last year, we have attacked poverty by using the power of networks and mobile phones to launch a new era of empowerment and inclusion. 180 million new bank accounts in a few months, direct transfer of benefits to the poor, funds for the unbanked, insurance within the reach of the poorest, and pension for the sunset years for all. By using space technology and internet, we have been able to identify in the last few months 170 applications that will make governance better and development faster. When a small craftsman in a village in India brings a smile to a customer looking at his phone on a metro ride in New York, when a heart patient in a remote hospital in the Kyrgyz Republic is treated by doctors sitting in Delhi, as I show in Bishkek, we know we are creating something that has fundamentally changed our lives. The pace at which people are talking to digital technology defies our stereotype of age, education, language, and income. I like recounting my meeting with a group of unlettered tribal women in a remote part of Gujarat. They were present at a local milk chinning plant I was inaugurating. They were using Cellphone to take photographs of the event. And I'm talking about the tribal women. And they were not educated. I asked them what they would do with these images. And the answer was a surprise for me. They said they would go back, have the images downloaded onto a computer and take a printouts. When I heard this word download, it was a surprise for me. Yes, they were familiar with the language of digital world. And farmers in Maharashtra state have created a WhatsApp group to share information on farming practices, not only recipes. Customers, more than creators, are defining the use of product. The world may be driven by the same ancient impulses. We will continue to see human struggles and successes. We will witness human glory and tragedies. But in this digital age, we have an opportunity to transform lives of people in ways that was hard to imagine just a couple of decades ago. This is what sets us apart from the century that we have just left behind. There may be still some who see the digital economy as the tool of the rich, educated, and the privileged. But ask the taxi driver or the corner vendor in India what he has gained from this cell phone, and the debate gets settled. I see technology as a means to empower and as a tool that bridges the distance between hope and opportunity. Social media is reducing social barriers. It connects people on the strength of human values, not identities. Today, technology is advancing citizen empowerment and democracy that once drew their strength from constitutions. Technology is forcing governments to deal with massive volumes of data and generate responses not in 24 hours, but in 24 minutes. When you think of the exponential speed and scale of expansion of social media or a service, you have to believe that it is equally possible to rapidly transform the lives of those who have long stood on the margins of hope. So friends, out of this conviction was born the vision of Digital India. It is an enterprise for India's transformation on a scale that is perhaps unmatched in human history. Not just to touch the lives of the weakest, farthest, and poorest citizens of India, but change the way our nation will live and work. For nothing else will do in a country with 800 million youth under the age of 35 years, impatient for change and eager to achieve it. We will transform governance, making it more transparent, accountable, accessible, and participative. I spoke of e-governance as a foundation of better governance, efficient, economical, and effective. I now speak of m-governance or mobile governance. That is the way to go in a country with 1 billion cell phones and use of smartphones growing at high double-digit rates. It has the potential to make development a truly inclusive and comprehensive mass movement. It puts governance within everyone's reach. After mygov.in, I have just launched the Narendra Modi mobile app. They are helping me stay in close touch with people. I learn a great deal from their suggestions and complaints. We want to free our citizens from the burden of excessive paper documents in every office. We want paperless transactions. We will set up a digital locker for every citizen to store personal documents that can be shared across departments. We have set up e-beach portal to make approvals for business and citizens easy and efficient so that they concentrate their energy on their goals, not to government processes. We are using technology. We are using technology to impart scale and speed to development. Information, education, skills, healthcare, livelihood, financial inclusion, small and village enterprises, opportunities for women, conservation of natural resources, distributed clean energy, entirely new possibilities have emerged to change the development model. But for all this, we must bridge the digital divide and promote digital literacy in the same way that we seek to ensure general literacy. We must ensure that technology is accessible, affordable, and adds value. We want our 1.25 billion citizens to be digital connected. We already have broadband usage across India go up by 63% last year. We need to accelerate this further. We launch an aggressive expansion of the national optical fiber network that will take broadband to our 600,000 villages. We will connect all schools and colleges with broadband. Building highways are as important as highways. We are expanding our public Wi-Fi hotspots. For example, we want to ensure that free Wi-Fi is not only there in airport lounges, but also on our railway platform. Teaming up with Google, we will cover 500 railway stations in a short time. We are also setting up common service centers in villages and towns. We will also use information technology to build smart cities. And we want to turn our villages into smart economic hubs and connect our farmers better markets and makes them less vulnerable to the whims of weather. For me, access also means that content should be in local languages. And I'm happy that Sundar has already announced. In a country with 22 official languages, it is a formidable but an important task. Affordability of products and services is critical for our success. There are many dimensions to this. We will promote manufacture of quality and affordable products in India. This is a part of our vision of Make in India and Digital India and Design in India. As our economy and our lives get more wired, we are also giving the highest importance to data privacy and security, intellectual property rights, and cyber security. And I know to achieve the vision of Digital India, the government must also start thinking a bit like you. So, from creating infrastructure to services, from manufacture of products to human resources, development from support governments to enabling citizens and promoting digital literacy, Digital India is a vast cyber world of opportunities for you. The task is huge. The challenges are many, but we also know that we will not reach new destination without taking new roads. Much of India that we dream of is yet to be built. So we have the opportunity to shape its path now. And We have the talent, enterprise, and skill to succeed. We also have the strength of the partnership between India and the United States. Indians and Americans have worked together to shape the knowledge economy. They have made us aware of the vast potential of technology. From large corporate to young professionals in this great center of innovation, each can be part of the digital India story. The sustainable development of 1/6 of humanity will be a major force of good for our world and our planet. Today, we speak of India-US partnership as a defining partnership of this century. It hinges on two major regions. Both converge here in California. We all know that the dynamic Asia-Pacific region will shape the course of this century. And India and the United States, the world's two largest democracies, are located at the two ends of this region. We have the responsibility to shape a future of peace, stability, and prosperity in this region. Our relationship is also defined by the power of youth, technology, and innovation. This can ignite a partnership that will advance and sustain prosperity in our two countries. Even more, in this digital age, we can draw on the strength of our values and partnership to shape a better and more sustainable future for the world. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Thank you very much. I would now like to bring to the podium Mr. Venkatesh Shukla, President of TiE Silicon Valley, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thanks, Shantanu. I'm probably the only guy on the stage who needed to be introduced. As President of TiE Silicon Valley, it's my unique honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you. You guys are movers and shakers of Silicon Valley, and your presence in such large numbers is what makes this a historic event. Please give yourself a round of applause. I'd also like to thank the co-hosts, our partners in putting this event together, USIBC and GitPro. Please give them a round of applause. I really would like to thank the outstanding, Ambassador Arun Singh for his outstanding leadership in arranging this visit, and his very efficient and cheerful deputies here, Consul General Ashok Venkatesh and Dr. Srinivas. So also like to thank, Shantanu for his outstanding leadership in putting this panel together and being an outstanding MC. Thanks, Shantanu. It's a rare privilege to be in the same room with the leaders of the most successful companies in technology. It's even more rare to hear their perspectives together. So please give a round of applause to John, to Satya, to Paul, and to Sundar. And finally, Pradhan Mantri ji, we have a lot to be thankful to you for. First of all, you're the first Prime Minister in independent India to run a campaign for growth and development exclusively. You didn't, it was not based on caste, region, religion kind of a politics. It was not based on populist promises. It was time that India started focusing on what's really important, which is jobs for its millions. Sir, we are also thankful to you that we don't hear dreaded expressions like tax terrorism and policy paralysis anymore. We are also thankful to you that you are the first leader since independence to realize the transformational potential of startups and to make it a national priority by speaking about it in Lal Killa. Thank you very much, sir. Finally, we are very, very thankful that you came to Silicon Valley. And we are very thankful that you made Silicon Valley, you showcased the importance of Silicon Valley, and you showcased the importance of Silicon Valley and India working together. We are very, very thankful to you, sir. Thank you all. Thank you.